tarp set up right here. I need to get everything else together, like my firewood. So I have this red oak here that's kind of spongy on the outside, and that's typical of red oaks when they start rotting, but it's rock solid on the inside. If you not, really solid. So just gonna go fell this. The darker ones are the ash/oak. Definitely hardwood, so that's good. So I'm going to chop that up. I'm not going to split it. I'm just going to burn the rounds. They burn slower, which is what I want, so I have to do less processing. And I'm going to take a piece of pine. I'm going to split that down, make feather sticks, and get a fire going. So as you can see, I've moved to a pine stand. And with these pines behind me. And I'm going to grab a couple pieces from this log down here. Okay guys, you can probably tell that it's getting really dark, but I need to get the fire going, get lit so I can get some camera light. I have a lantern and a headlamp that'd help me out here, but I'm not quite in that position yet to do something like that. So I'm just getting this fire pit together. I mean, you don't really have to do much with a fire pit. Just clear out a big space where, you know, if you rake in embers a little far, now that's not going to really do anything. It's just going to hit this. And I'm not really concerned. It's been so wet for so long. It's not really going to be a big problem with fire. Chuck the wet half, leave the dry half. Why not? Mound of birch bark. I'll light that. We're gonna get this fire started. So this may take me a couple tries because it's not the best prepared, but it's dry. By a couple I mean like 20 tries. Just let it establish a bit. Start growing the fire. Like so. And that mound of birch bark is going to get this thing going. It's going. Yeah, it may look like it's gone out, but darn it. Stuff happens. Darn it. Okay, so it took me like 20 years to make this. Birch bark didn't really work too well, but as you guys can see, you know, it didn't do half as bad as I thought it would. and it's actually doing quite well. So that was a long, hard fight. So, on camera. So what I've got planned for tonight, don't have any dinner plans. I know you guys are gonna say, well, I want to click out of this video now, but I have flatbread and tea I want to make. So that's that. No breakfast in the morning. I've got to go for a run, so I can't do that. But I hope you enjoy it. I'll make flatbread, maybe a pot hanger or something. I got this headlamp, this Foxelli headlamp, backpacker's one, not the rechargeable. So yeah, I'm just gonna sit here, tend the fire, and then we're gonna get going on the flatbread. So I chose to hang this lantern just to, give it a little bit of light in here. Just an old camping lantern I had in the attic from days when I was in Scouts. Used to camp out. Got my eagle, so I'm done with that stuff. But now I've transitioned into bushcraft. Now I have this wonderful camp, which you guys probably can't see. It's a lot darker on camera than it actually is. Okay, so I've got a little bit of water, and I've got a bit of gluten-free flour. I'm gluten-free. This is just that, some baking powder, some cinnamon, and a touch of salt. So this should taste good. I gotta stoke the fire a bit. There we go. Oh, that's a frog. I was like, that kind of scared me for a minute. Saw something jumping, and I was like, what is that? So, okay, we got our cutting board and rolling pin that I made. Oh gosh, giant beetle. I don't know if you can see this. No, you can't, but that was big. Okay, let's get back to what we're doing. Okay, have all that. Gotta get just a bit of water. Actually, I'm gonna need something to stir it up with. Now, I brought a spoon. I don't want to do any dishes, so I think I'm just gonna use this. Just a little wood chip. So let's get this going. Move the axe out of the way. Okay. And that against there. Always add less than you think. I put a lot of cinnamon in here because I wanted it to have some good taste, not just be a plain bread. Now I'm considering to myself putting it on the coals, dragging some coals out, putting it on the coals, or just putting it on the board, cooking it on the board. So this is not working too well. That's why it's starting to thicken. Spatula just wants to turn and stuff, so that's not good. What I can do is on the side of the spatula I'm not using, I'll just use the rolling pin. Doesn't really matter. done a lot of baking since like the 4th grade. No, I'm not that old, I'm only 16. Keep hearing animals. I know there's coyotes around here, but I don't really mind them too much. I know I will once I see one. Had a coyote encounter. I was walking up from the house, and just to the barn. So I forget what I was there for, and I saw a coyote. It started barking at me, and it wasn't one of the farm dogs, because farm dogs are just old. And so I just kind of yelled at it a bit. Didn't really want to move, so I just went back down. Don't really have to be afraid, you just need to stand your ground. Know what you're getting yourself into, Okay. Able to make a bit of a dough ball here. I think we're going to save the rest just as a thing. So here we have it. Piece of dough. Let's get that thing on the fire. Okay, so I took my cutting board that I was going to use, my rolling pin board. I'm just going to flatten it out with my hands. There's all these little frogs in there scaring me to death. Anyway, so I have my dough. I'm just going to use this to kind of flip it, since I've got some coals right there. So I'm just going to pat that down to a nice flatbread. I might have a few frog legs as well while I'm at it. Just keep jumping around here. Okay, so I'm gonna have frog legs. So I'm just gonna cook that right on the coals. See if I can't flip that. Delicious. Haven't done much coal cooking, but tell you what, shouldn't do it with gluten-free flour, or else you're gonna end up with a pile of crud. There. Whoop! Ha! 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 Okay, pile of crud, we're still eating this. Actually, shouldn't be too bad. Ooh, shucks, daddy long legs. Summertime fun. Change of plans, so we're going to put it back on the coals, but I'm going to make it thicker this time. I also want to tend the fire. I don't want to put this thing out. Actually doesn't look too bad. I mean, for coal cooking, you're not going to get any beauty cooking. I'd say that's probably good. So, my original plan was to make a pot hanger for the tea, but it's already super late outside. Super late as in 9:26, and I like to go to bed early. May seem funny that way, but I do like to go to bed early. But so we're gonna try this gnarly biscuit, flatbread. I mean, not that bad actually. I mean, it's not like it's gourmet, 5-star, but feel like you're eating like cakey dirt. I'm using the King Arthur flour, so I'm not sure how that's gonna do. I'm gonna brew up some tea. I'm gonna enjoy the fire for a bit. Boil up some tea. Let me tell you what, I'm tired. Really, really dang tired. It's been a long day. So I got this ginger tea. That should be very soothing before I go to bed. So I was gonna make a whole pot hanger system and stuff to get, you know, bonus points, but what was it, 9:51? And all I've done is set up camp, made a fire. I mean, I had to go back to get dinner for a few hours, so I mean that took up some time, but yeah, so it's shouldn't be too bad on the pot. That's a burning coal. I think that'll be enough. Get some water on the boil. I don't know if you could see me pour that, but yeah. Just gotta find a nice level spot for the fire. I didn't really make one. But. Well, the tea is ready. I'm hoping the candle isn't hot. No, it's not very hot. But I just lifted it up just a minute ago and it was boiling. So yeah, that's it. Let that steep for a bit. And then we'll drink it. Head down here, make sure I'm in the tarp zone. And I just have a liner. It's quite nice out tonight, so I won't need much. And I was planning on stuffing a pillow, a little tent case full of leaves for a pillow. That's probably my favorite pillow while I'm out. But all the leaves are soaked, so I'd be having a wet head the entire night, which is not good. So I'm just going to use, I brought a spare liner, just in case it got really cold tonight, which I don't think is going to happen. So I'm just going to take the spare liner and use this as a pillow. So we'll unravel that later. Skip it there. Okay, while I'm waiting on my tea, I thought I might brush my teeth. I just took a green stick, did that. Normally I'd bring one. Gotta get this wet, so. Might just leave that open now. It's like cool. So you gotta get that wet. Roll it in some white ashes. Let them cool a bit. You're just gonna brush your teeth with them. Make sure not to swallow white ash, but yeah, white ash is antibacterial. Wash your teeth. Doesn't really taste good. There you go. Just chew on a stick. White ash is mildly abrasive, so it'll help polish your teeth. When you're done, toss the stick and spit it out. That was a quick brush routine. Well, good morning. Wish I could say I had a restful night's sleep. I'm using the headlamp here just to give us a little bit more light. But yeah, it's actually kind of bright out. I'm gonna get going, pack up camp, and get going with my day. Okay, thank you guys for joining me. Sorry I didn't have a breakfast video, but I'll put one somewhere here on the screen. Thank you, and see you in the next one.